Hey guys, welcome back to my channel today. This is just something I want to tell you that this isn't all trains of how to do. So I'll just tell you how the way we'll do all trains in different ways. So for All Boroughs, I'll tell you this one. So we'll start in Staten Island Borough, get the Staten Island Railway train from Tompkinsville to St. George, and then get the Staten Island Ferry to Manhattan at Whitehall Street South Ferry, and then walk to Broad Street because we got to catch the Z train first. And so the J train to Chambers Street, and then the Z to Fulton Street, then the 2 train to Chambers Street, and then the 3 train all the way up to 96th Street, and then the 1 train up to Marble Hill to 125th Street in the Bronx, and then the Metro North all the way down to Grand Central. And then from there, the 42nd Street shuttle train to Times Square, then the 7 train all the way up to Woodside 61st in Queens, then get the Long Island Railroad back to Grand Central, right here. Then the 4 train to 14th Street Union Square, then the 6 train down to 14th Street, and then the 6 train to Brooklyn Bridge City Hall, and then the 5 train all the way to Borough Hall, and the 5 train all the way to Franklin Avenue in Brooklyn, then the Franklin Avenue shuttle to Prospect Park, and then the Q train to Atlantic Terminal right here, and then the N train to Canal Street in Manhattan, and the R train to Prince Street, and the W to 14th Street Union Square, and the L train to 6th Avenue, and then the F train to all the way down to Carroll Street, and then the G train to Broadway, and then walk to Lorimer Street, and the M train to Broadway Lafayette. Where's Broadway Lafayette? Aha! There it is. Then the D train to 34th Street Herald Square, and the B train to West 4th Street Washington Square, and then the C train up to 23rd Street here, and then the E train all the way to Supton Boulevard, JFK Airport, Archer Avenue, and then the Air train to Howard Beach, JFK Airport, and the A train to Broad Channel, and finally the Rockaway Park shuttle to Rockaway Park Beach, 116th Street. And then guys, let me tell you how we'll do all trains in regular order. Alright guys, so here is the all trains regular order as a reminder. The 1 train to Chambers Street, the 2 train to Park Place, the 3 train to Borough Hall, and then the 4 train all the way to Wall Street, 5 train to 14th Street Union Square, the 6 train to Grand Central, the 7 train to 34th Street Hudson Yards, and then do an above ground transfer to 34th Street Penn Station, and then the A train to 59th Street Columbus Circle, the B train to 72nd Street, the C train back to Columbus Circle, the D train to 7th Avenue, 53rd Street, and the E train all the way to West 4th Street, Washington Square, and the F train all the way to Carroll Street, and the G up to Broadway, and then walking to Myrtle Avenue, Broadway, but getting a McDonald's break, then getting the J train to Broadway Junction, then the L train to Middle Village Metropolitan Avenue, to Myrtle Wyckoff Avenues, and the M train all the way to 34th Street Herald Square, the N train to Times Square, 42nd Street, the Q train to 57th Street, 7th Avenue, the R train back to Times Square, and the S train to Grand Central and back, and the W train all the way down to Canal Street, which is right here, and the Z train to Delancey, Essex Streets. Hey guys, before I go, I'll just tell you the way if we do it in backwards order. So the Z train to Canal Street, and the W train all the way up to Times Square, and the S train the same way as last time to Grand Central and back. As the last one I said, to Grand Central and back, and the R train to 57th Street, 7th Avenue, the Q to Times Square again, the N train to 34th Street, Herald Square, the M train to 6th Avenue, and then the L train all the way to Broadway Junction. Okay, you know what? No. Actually, the M train to Myrtle Wyckoff Avenues, and then the L train all the way to Broadway Junction, and then the J train to Myrtle Avenue, Broadway, and then walking to Broadway Station on the G train, and then getting the G train all the way down to Carroll Street, and then getting the F train all the way to West 4th Street, Washington Square, and then the E train up to 7th Avenue, and then the D train to Columbus Circle, the C train to 72nd Street, the B train to Columbus Circle, and then the A train to 34th Street, Penn Station, and then walking to 34th Street, Hudson Yards, and then the 7 train all the way to Grand Central, the 6 train to 14th Street, Union Square, and then the 5 train to Brooklyn Bridge City Hall, which is just one stop, and the 4 train to Fulton Street, which is the same as one stop. The 5 and 4 will be both one stop, and same will be the 3 and 2. So the 3 to Park Place, and the 2 train to Chambers Street, which is one stop, and then finally the 1 train to South Ferry. So yeah, guys, that's the way we'll do for all trains, all boroughs. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to press a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time for another video. Peace out. Bye. Happy Tuesday.